At the money I made last night while I was asleep. You'd like to turn ideas and I know that's corny, good gosh. How are you doing? If you want to turn ideas into dollars, maybe even make a killing turning ideas into dollars, or just turn your ideas into dollars over and over and over, you came to the right place. My name's Marlon. Sandra's been doing this full time since 1997. I help others who want to go full time or just turn their ideas into dollars or write words that get people to respond or buy or create products and ideas that are highly attractive to other people, or at least somewhat attractive, or hopefully attractive, on the right day at the right time to the right person for the right price. How are you? So here's the deal. Um, Ideas. And is this really what we do? Actually, to be quite honest, it's what anyone does. It's what Elon Musk does, if you think about it. It's just that his implementation is, whether you like him or not, I know some people are just Elon Musk haters, but you still got to admit he's doing something right. I mean, he is the richest person in the world, or one, two, or three on that list somewhere up there. He's doing something right. I mean, I don't know, but everyone turns ideas into dollars at the end of the day. Every product, every service, everything starts with an idea, and then you have to be able to turn that idea into dollars. And there's a couple steps that have worked for me, and I'll share those with you. By the way, I'll be closing this down soon, so if you want it, you'll want to get it now. It's at resellertoolkit.com/affiliate discovery. And that's a complete system for recruiting affiliates to sell your products and services on your behalf. Drop dead product. I did 3 live demos, which are in it, where I help people recruit, showed them how to get affiliates for their product or service within 10 minutes. It's killer product. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Number 1, you have the ideas, and number 2, you have the dollars. Yeah, I know that's really complicated. 2 steps. So number 1, the ideas. I like to look for what are called unmet needs. Who has an unmet need that you could meet? Now, Ben Feldman said, who is the greatest insurance salesman in the world, according to Guinness Book of Records for like 8 or 10 years or longer, said, the bigger the problem, the bigger the price tag for the solution. So really what we're doing is we're selling a solution to a problem, and that solution has a price tag attached. If we're selling to piddly little problems, which is pretty easy to end up doing, then you got this piddly little price tag for your solution. Yes, I worked hard this week. I developed a solution with a price tag of $7 on it because the problem it's solving is $100 problem. Yeah. So the difference between the money I make or the money you make and the money Elon Musk makes, world's richest person, is just that he's solving a lot bigger problems with his ideas, like how do you dig tunnels or implant a chip into the human brain. Yeah. You got to look at what problem are you solving? What's your ideas? Maybe your ideas need a refresh. Maybe your ideas need an upgrade. Maybe you're solving problems with too little of a price tag for their solution. The idea is there's a price tag to have the problem, and there's a price tag to have the solution. And as long as the price tag for the solution is a lot lower than the price tag for the problem, theoretically, you will have a sell there. So maybe, and I think we all do it, we think too small. There's that book, David Schwartz, the famous book, The Magic of Thinking Big. I don't know if you read it or heard it. Probably should read that sucker every year. I should read that sucker every year because it's so easy to get trapped into thinking too small, solving problems that are too small, and therefore the price tag on your solution is too small and not compelling, right? So your idea, the quality of your idea determines how much money you make. The quality of the problem you're solving or the result you're helping people get. And So that's one aspect of the formula is we're turning ideas into dollars. Dollars the price tag for the solution. The idea is the problem that people have that you're solving, right? I mean, like, so let's say you're helping people quit their job. Well, there's a price tag to that, but there's a lot of supply, tons and tons and tons of people help people quit their jobs. So it's kind of commoditized, right? So you're really not meeting some big pressing pants on fire burning need, although a lot of people need it, but it's commoditized. So it's a challenge to differentiate what you're doing and everything, right? So you got to say, okay, what? And this is where the creative thinking comes in because there is no like, well, just tell me, Marlon, just tell me what it is. I'll go do it. No, 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 no. Like, this is where your brain comes in, your creative thinking, or if you don't want to do any creative thinking, your creative prompts into AI to get AI to think on your behalf. Could happen, maybe. But like, you got to, I think, spend creative time. Okay, let me step back here. And what problem am I really solving? And is that really an unmet need today? Maybe it was an unmet need a year ago. Maybe it was an unmet need 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 100 billion gazillion freaking years ago. But is it an unmet need right now today? It's a good question, right? I woke up. I need to fix my hair, right? All right. So, yeah. Turning ideas into dollars. So the dollars part is how do you sell the solution to the problem? Now, if you've got a pants on fire problem and you've got the only solution, that's probably not a very difficult sell. If there's a pants on fire problem and you have the solution and you're there first, that's probably not a difficult sell. It's a pants on fire solution. You get there, but 100 other people are there selling solutions. Then that's probably, they're going to buy from someone, but there's 100 other people they might buy from. So, it's kind of hard to stick out in that scenario, right? But let's say their pants aren't on fire. Let's say the problem you're solving is just there's like a spark nearby that could theoretically cause the pants to be on fire. Well, now, you don't really have any compelling need or issue there. And I really think this is where a book like The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz comes in, and some of the other classic books. Jim Rohn had really great ideas, as do a lot of other seminal thinkers, about just your thoughts, your thinking. It all starts up there in that brain. Now, we're all given different levels of intelligence, but I don't know that it takes a high level of intelligence to spot unmet needs. It's a pretty simple concept, right? But I think what happens is you can start out solving an unmet need, and then it's like that frog in the water, the Zig Ziglar illustration of the frog in the water. And then, so the water slowly warms up. It gets really hot, but the frog never jumps out because he got used to the heat. Well, I think sometimes that happens. You have this unmet need, but slowly over time, that unmet need keeps getting the chip off the block, or the water gets warmer and warmer. And pretty soon, it's really not much of an unmet need, but you're still there thinking that it is, right? This is all about what's up here. It's all about the quality of your thoughts. And so I'm going to show you this guy. I'm the only person you'll hear talk about him, probably. We'll go over here to Amazon. It's funny because the world's greatest thinkers are often quite simple, or salespeople, how they do it. So Ben Feldman, again, world's greatest life insurance salesman for many years, right? And he had this book, Creative Selling. And also there was a second book. Well, there is one book was written by his manager. One book was written by him. I'm not seeing this. second book here for sure. Well, regardless, this is one of the two books. Wow, $291. Yeah, these books are old. That's the thing, right? I'm sure you can get it paperback for $29.99. All right, that's a little bit better, right? I mean, as you can see, there's not a lot of copies of this thing available. So I would, if you want it, snag it. Like it's really a great book to read. And you say, well, Marlon, how can a book about selling insurance help me? And the thing is he boils it down just so simple about how he would spot a problem. He calls it this, that when he started out in insurance sales, people would have, he found a problem, and there was a price tag for the problem and a price tag for the solution. And then he would create what he called a little package, a little illustration, a little package of money, which is what insurance provides you, money to solve a problem. He would go around, he would find people with that problem, and he would tell them about his package of money for it, the solution, right? The solution. And as time grew, he learned how to find bigger problems and solve bigger problems with insurance, which is just a package of money. And that's how he became the world's greatest insurance salesman. It was never anything complicated. Actually, the ideas are he kept them incredibly simple compared to anything else pretty much you read on insurance. Like, he would walk into a man's office, he would have a briefcase filled with $100 bills and 4 pennies. He'd open up the briefcase and, sir, I'll make this short. One day you're going to walk out that door. The IRS is going to walk in the door. They're going to want money, and they're going to want it now, and it's going to be a lot of money. I could sell you the insurance your state's going to need for pennies on the dollar. Otherwise, everything that you have will be liquidated, sold, and ripped apart. How many dollars would you like? And that would be his presentation. It would be basically his presentation, because that's what he was doing. He was selling dollars for pennies. At the high levels, he was selling the dollars people needed to avoid their business from being ripped apart, or a state being ripped apart for taxes and so forth. He's selling these conceptually are very high level solutions, but he would boil it down and make it very simple. Ideas for dollars, right? That's basically what we all do. I think the problem is the challenge is, we get lulled in to too small of thinking. And that's the other book I'll show you here. I mentioned it a couple times, but, this is a classic, and you probably read it, but if you haven't, I mean, this book, now this edition was 2014, but this book's been around a long time. Let me see if I can see when the original, Magic of Thinking Big, 1959, right? Magic of Thinking Big, 1959. There's an edition of it. That's probably the 1950. I mean, it's the same book they're publishing, but yeah, he came out with it in like 1959. And it's, let me get back there where it was here. This thing is just a classic, and it's about the quality of your thoughts. It's the quality of your thinking, right? Presents a planned program for living on a big scale in one's job, marriage, and family life, and in social and cultural activity. Proves you need not have great intellect or great talent to be a giant among men or women, but you do need the habit of thinking and acting in the manner that brings success, and this book gives you the secret. And this book you can get inexpensively, right? And it's great because it's just about the quality of your thoughts. What problems are you solving? How big are you thinking, right? Now, you have people that think big but don't back that up with big action. I mean, it's like there's this balance. He's not just talking about thinking big. He's talking about acting big. I mean, I can say the same thing about Think and Grow Rich. If you read Think and Grow Rich, it's not just about the thinking. I think he emphasizes the thinking because it is the most important part. If you don't get the unmet need and you don't have the right thinking, then you're solving a problem with a small price tag for a solution and nobody really cares. A bunch of other people are solving this problem, Marlon. Okay, you got a solution. All right, great. But there's no pants on fire issue. There's no real anything. So it's a fascinating thing to me. It's fascinating because that's all we really have to sell is ideas. I mean, you got to create the product, you got to deliver. But the idea is just what's the problem? What's the solution for it? What are the price tags involved? And I think people we call natural born entrepreneurs are really good at finding the big problems of the big price tags for the solution and being able to know how to package and present it. Because that was the thing that would separate Ben Feldman, was that he would spend hours and hours and hours just working on one sentence, literally. Hours and hours and hours and hours just working on one illustration of how he could solve a problem. That was really what set him apart. And so what I'm saying is it's not just the problem, but also your presentation of your solution, the presentation of the solution. Because, I mean, you can have a greatest solution in the world, but if your presentation doesn't compel people to buy it, again, you don't have a sell. And so, to me, these things are all endlessly fascinating. You may or may not be good at it. We all can be better at it. Or obviously would be Elon Musk, right? I mean, I'll tell you a funny story. The other day, yesterday or today, I had a thing on my timeline about Elon Musk, and somebody said, well, don't compare him to Edison or Andrew Carnegie or any of these other things, because all of his things, the technology or whatever he bought from other people. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. I have no idea. But I'll say this. He's thinking at a lot larger level than pretty much anybody else, because he's thinking about putting people on Mars and other planets in case the world is destroyed. He's thinking about really, really, really big ideas. And I think that's what sets him apart. So my simple question for you today is, what are you thinking about? What ideas are you thinking about? How big or smaller problems are you solving? And I think a question I ask myself is this: have the problems I solved changed? Have the problems I solved changed? Am I solving pants on fire problems for today? Or are you solving yesterday's problems with yesterday's price tags? I guess that's a question that'll haunt you, keep you up at night. But it's a relevant question. Like, are you solving problems that used to be an unmet need, that used to be a problem, but now are marginalized? Chips off the block, where okay, it used to be an unmet need, but now it's a need that everybody, including your postman or woman, solves. Postman, woman, post other person, post anonymous person solves, right? This is what you got to be thinking about. What problem are you solving, and who cares? What's the price tag for the problem? Like, if it's a $5,000 problem, you can maybe get $1,000 for solving that problem, maybe $500. Today's world, I don't even know about that, because people are like, well, I think I could go on YouTube and solve that problem myself. I don't think I need to pay you $500 for a solution to that problem, because I think I can just go on YouTube and solve that problem for free, right? So I think that's that's the crux here. That's the issue here is what's the Eric says that's good. The presentation matters. Well, Eric, you got to be solving. I think you got to solve a problem with a bigger price tag for the solution. I think we all have to think about that and do that. Are we really solving a big enough problem? And is the price tag on that problem really big enough? And then the presentation of our solution. Again, I'll use Elon Musk. And if you're an Elon Musk hater, I apologize. Find somebody else that you think does a good job of it. It's the same thing. It's the same principle applies. I use Elon Musk because I think he's really good at it. You know, whether you like him or whether you're not, you may hate him because of his politics and stuff. I understand that. But he's known for making really big promises, and his presentation, he's like known, right? I mean, say what you want, but like he's got a lot of guts. I mean, even when things go awry, like with the car, whatever the truck is called, the Cybertruck thing. I mean, you got to admit it was pretty free. I don't know if it was planned or not when he throws the baseball and it shatters the supposedly unbreakable glass or whatever. It's funny as crap, really. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but that was a larger than life presentation. He's certainly known for his presentations. They get attention one way or the other. You know, I mean, that demonstration, a failed demonstration, I tend to think it was on purpose. I don't know. Like, and then this last one, so they launched the new Cybertruck. And it's hysterical because on YouTube and other places, there are actually videos of them shooting it with like machine guns and stuff. And the glass doesn't shatter and the side of the vehicle repels the bullets. I mean, there's a lot of videos like this. But at the relaunch of the Cybertruck, they have one of the executives of the company or someone who takes the baseball, and barely chunks it at the vehicle to demonstrate that they've improved it. I mean, it was like to the point to me that it was absurd. Like the guy didn't even try to throw the ball hard at all. He just like barely chunks it, and everybody's talking about it. So, I mean, I probably wouldn't do a demonstration like that, to be honest, but it got people, but it served a purpose. Of the video became viral because of that. Virality is something else, but the point of this is there were a lot of other videos that did demonstrate the vehicle. People with machine guns and big guns and stuff shooting at the vehicle, and it didn't phase the vehicle at all. Those were the real demonstrations. The other one was a viral demonstration, right? Well, so what is your ability to demonstrate your solution? The solution to whatever price tag it is you're targeting. Are you targeting a big enough price? Do you even know the price tag on what you're targeting? Is it clear to you? Is it clear to your customers? These are all questions I think we all screw up on. These are all questions we probably don't think about enough. And at heart, it's really simple. And that's what I liked about Ben Feldman, was at heart, he just made it really simple. Well, so anyway, if you do want my product about getting affiliates, it's at resellertoolkit.com/affiliate discovery. Recruiting affiliates is really important. They can sell a lot of products really fast. There's a whole technology and a whole set of methods involved to recruit them. So if you want affiliates, I recommend you get that product before I close it down. I plan on closing it down in a day or two, probably. So maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. So you'll probably want to grab it if you want it. All right, guys and gals, Eric and the others of you are watching, thank you for joining me today. I hope you got value today. Want you to think about how big's the problem that you're solving. Maybe you want to grab The Magic of Thinking Big. Maybe you want to grab the Creative Selling book by Ben Feldman. You all have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.